You order one coffee. The screen says about 4 minutes. You check the number, still not yours. You answer one message, look up, and somehow the clock has moved 12 seconds. The coffee machine is not bending time. The strange part is what your attention is doing while the ending matters, but its exact arrival does not. So why can 4 minutes of waiting feel longer than 20 minutes of watching a show? This episode follows one short wait while it is happening. The question is not whether the queue is objectively long. It is why a small interval can drag, what attention and expectation change, and why honest progress sometimes helps without making the wait shorter. First, separate 3 questions that sound similar. A passage of time judgment asks whether time feels fast or slow right now. A duration judgment asks how many seconds or minutes passed. A wait evaluation asks whether the delay feels fair, annoying, or acceptable. Those answers can move in different directions. Experience sampling research found that passage of time feelings were not simply the same as short duration judgments. In a study of naturally occurring long waits, earlier moments drag more, yet people later underestimated the total duration. That matters because this is not our older story about why years seem faster in memory. Age, childhood, and the density of remembered events belong to retrospective time. Our coffee shop is perspective-like. The ending is still ahead, and you know time matters while it unfolds. The classic image is a watch pot. In 3 experiments published in 1980, people watched a beaker for 270 seconds. Some knew in advance that they would judge the time. Some saw water that never reached the expected boil. When timing was relevant, reproduced intervals were longer. The no-boil condition also stretched them. In one condition, questions about something other than time shortened the reproduction compared with watching alone. This is a controlled task, not a law about every cue, and it does not reveal a literal brain stopwatch. Still, it supports the useful pattern. When an awaited event is important, monitoring the ending can change perspective timing. Our coffee cup now becomes that beaker. The protagonist is not trapped by magic. They are repeatedly checking for a meaningful event that has not happened yet. Now imagine attention as a movable spotlight. That is an analogy, not a picture of a brain circuit. The spotlight can land on a message, a conversation, the smell of coffee, or on the question, done yet? A 1998 experiment found that the same clock time was judged longer when timing was the primary task than when timing was secondary. A later meta-analysis of 117 experiments found that greater cognitive load tended to reduce perspective duration ratios, while retrospective judgments moved differently. The size of that pattern depended on task, method, and interval. So distraction is not a universal time eraser. The narrower claim is simpler. When checking the clock becomes the task, more attention is available to notice the interval. Every glance asks the same unresolved question and points the spotlight back at time. Attention is only part of the story. The ending also needs a shape. About 4 minutes creates an expectation. When the screen changes to delayed, the viewer no longer knows whether the real answer is 3 minutes, 5, or 7. A 2017 set of laboratory studies manipulated expected and experienced duration during an end-back task. When actual or subjectively experienced time exceeded expectation, passage of time was reported as slower. This does not prove that every uncertain cue feels longer, and boredom is not a single cause. A temporal relevance and temporal uncertainty model offers a way to organize the scene. If the ending matters and its timing is unclear, monitoring stays relevant. Treat that as a psychological model, not a neural switch. Exceeded expectation is directly tested evidence. The broader uncertainty story is the model connecting it to waiting. So should every screen display an estimate? The evidence says information changes a wait, but not simply. In a field experiment with 236 telephone callers, expected wait information was the only information condition that significantly reduced remembered overestimation. Yet, during longer waits, information could also make the evaluation worse. Other service research found that duration information did not necessarily reduce perceived duration, but could improve control and acceptability. Simulated progress bar studies found that people preferred more information and often rated a steady bar as more reasonable, without always judging it faster. Even the shape of a progress bar matters. Equal 5.5-second bars with late acceleration were often judged faster than bars that stalled near the end. That is not permission to fake progress. Credible progress means the display corresponds to real work, updates honestly, and admits when conditions change. Back at the counter, the screen now says 2 orders ahead. About 3 minutes. The protagonist stops checking every few seconds and chooses a small task that can be interrupted safely. They reply to one message, then let an alert do the monitoring. What changed? Not the queue. Attention has another place to stand, and the ending no longer requires constant manual checking. But the boundaries matter. The meta-analysis shows that load, task difficulty, timing method, and duration all modify distraction effects. A demanding activity can be irritating, and information may lose value during a long delay. Different measurements can even point in opposite directions. Time may drag in the moment, while the later numerical estimate is short. Never use distraction where monitoring is safety critical. Driving, supervising a child, boarding, or waiting for a medical call. Choose only something safe and instantly stoppable. The alert sounds. The cup is ready. If you design a weight, give it an honest shape, one credible estimate, visible progress tied to real events, and a clear update when things change. If you're the one waiting, let an alert do the checking and choose something safe you can stop instantly. None of this shortens the line, guarantees patience, or removes anxiety. It changes the information and attention around the interval. The central explanation is a synthesis, not one proven mechanism. A weight drags when time becomes the task, the ending matters, and uncertainty or missed expectations keep the check unresolved. The clock did not speed up when the coffee arrived. For a while, you simply stopped asking every second the same question. And the next time 4 minutes feels enormous, you can ask a better one. Does this wait have a credible ending, or has time itself become the only thing left to watch?